Hey, my name is Lisa, and this is part 2 of how to get clients as a freelance industrial designer. And in this video, we will talk about how to use social media, Instagram in particular, to do that. So if you're interested in the topic, keep watching. Let's start with a setup. First of all, you need to choose a nickname, and I highly recommend that you use the same nickname on all of the platforms that you're using, including freelance platforms if you're interested in trying them, because you want to be known by the same name everywhere, right? And again, using the same nickname helps you get found very easily. Instagram was the first platform I started with, and at that time I was a freshman university industrial design major student, and I didn't know what name or what brand name I want to go for. So I just decided to use the field that I'm working in, which is product design. And yes, at that time I didn't understand much the difference between industrial and product design. I thought that these were the same things, which are not actually. So product design is mainly used for digital products right now, right? So at that time, I just decided to go for a product designer, plus I added my initials. So I had product designer LP as my nickname, and I still use it now. And to be honest, it worked, because every time somebody found my Instagram, they said something like, "Oh, you already use a professional name." So just by reading my nickname, they already understand what they will find in my profile. And this also comes to subscriptions. So when I start following someone and they see the notification that product designer LP started following you, they already kind of know what my profile is about. So yeah. I'm not saying though that this is a must to go for. You can definitely use your name, which is totally fine, or you can come up with a brand name yourself. But make sure that it's easy to read and easy to remember. Oftentimes, it's easier to remember a nickname that sounds like something familiar. So, for example, I remember a profile called Broccoli or Baugasm. So, think in this way when coming up with your brand name, instead of using a random combination of letters or numbers, which are very hard to remember, to be honest. The second tip I can give you is do not change your profile picture too often, because your profile picture is something that your audience associates your brand and your profile with after your name. You probably have a question whether you should use your real photo, like portrait kind of picture, or your logo. Well, I think it's up to you, but I personally feel more connected to profiles where I see the person that stands behind the work, but maybe it's just me. The next step is optional, but I think it really helps to grow much faster. And it is about choosing your niche. So if your profile will be concentrated on one thing, for example, furniture design, the example that I always give, but I think it's a good example. So anyways, so I think that it's much faster and easier to understand what you're doing if you post one type of product instead of doing like a mixture of everything like I do. So don't repeat my mistake, but I've started with it, so I've kept going. But yeah, I think that if a person is looking for a particular type of services, like if he's going to produce a unique sofa for his new house, or if he is about to start building a brand for interior design or something like that, he will be looking for a furniture designer instead of an industrial designer, which is something pretty unknown, I think, for a lot of people who haven't started the research about what kind of specialists they need for like building a physical product design related company. So yeah, if you choose a field and you mention this in your bio, it will be more searchable in the algorithm sense, and it's just more user friendly, let's say. The next thing you must not skip is write in your bio that you're open for work. Yes, I know that this might sound too obvious, but in the reality, it's very important because I'm gonna give you a real example. So, I've been following this girl on Instagram, and yes, funny fact that just a couple of days before I'm filming this video, she added this phrase about the clients that she worked for. But before that, she did not have any mentions about like her status, if she does the illustrations for clients or just for herself. And both in her feed and in her stories, she only just shares the illustrations and the process, but she never really mentions if she does it for clients or just as a hobby. And this would really confuse me if I was a client looking for a fashion illustrator like herself. So I think it's extremely important to make the first thing that you write in your bio after your name is the fact that you're just open for work and people can contact you. Also include your email and the languages that you speak in your bio as well, because these are the key things that your potential clients need to know in order to contact you. And also, speaking about the email, yes, there is a button like contact me or send me an email. Don't really remember how it is called, but anyways, I think it's important to also add like duplicate your email in your bio, because some people do not have an account, or they may open your Instagram page from their laptop and they have not yet signed in and they probably don't want to sign in. So make it as easy as possible to contact you, and this will definitely help you. The next tip would be pretty obvious, but I cannot miss it, obviously. And I have to admit that consistency is the key. So I understand how extremely challenging it might be to find what to post every single day in a professional manner, but there is one tip that I can share with you. So first of all, stop posting for a while and prepare content for the future. It's much more helpful and efficient, etc., to take a pause and prepare content for the next month or so. Save all of the pictures that you are going to be posting in the future and organize them in the right order you want them to show up in your feed. You can also prepare some content to post in your stories, which will also help be consistent. And I find it much more efficient than posting once a week, but for a longer period of time. The method of preparing content in advance and then posting it every day or every other day definitely helps you grow much faster. And plus, it also helps you visually preview how your feed will look like once you post everything that you've planned. Remember that your content should be professional looking. Do not post something like photos of you in bikini or when you're drinking with friends. This is probably not the image that you want your clients to have in mind when they think about your profile and your brand in general, right? However, some kind of a personal approach definitely helps to build this communication between you and your audience so they know your personality a little bit better. So once you have your profile set up, how do you then really get new clients? Well, firstly, by posting consistently, you may get noticed and your potential clients will contact you directly. And a very important thing to mention here is that You don't need to have a big audience in order to make this happen. Of course, it may be a little easier if you have an audience, but it's not a necessity. And I'll tell you why. I'll give you an example of my second profile, which I'm a little bit less active than in my main one, which you probably know, which is Product Designer LP. So in that second account, I post fashion illustrations, which is my side hustle. Definitely not my main focus, but I still get some client inquiries on that profile once in a while. So as you can see, this second profile has a very small following, but I think the key to success there was that I posted the right content at the right time. So just imagine when and where your potential clients will be looking for a designer like you. So let's say if they're about to start their new business and they are currently working 9 to 5 at their full-time job, they will probably be looking for a designer on weekends. And if they already have their business set up, they will probably do it during the workday on the working week, like from Monday to Friday. So in order for you to make sure that both types of clients find you, you have to post daily. That's really it. The next important thing you want to think about is the exact time when you will be posting daily. And this is all about choosing the right target audience. So for example, if you choose to target mainly American market, it will be one time zone. And if your main goal to reach out to, let's say, Asian clients, it will be a completely different time zone, you see. So for me, what works best, I'm located in Russia and I mainly post in the morning. So this is the exact time when my potential clients from Europe wake up and they already started their workday, and they will probably look for a designer like myself. So I also tried to post in a different periods of the day, but it didn't work out for me because I had 3 times less engagement, including likes, comments, views, etc. So I think just try posting in the different periods of the day and you will see what works for you. So what content should you post? Well, I have one method that I'm gonna share with you, which I find very effective for me. I haven't tried it for industrial design, but I did try it for my fashion illustration profile. And this example will be based on that profile, which has 0 following, and I hope that with this exact criteria will be inspiring for you, if you're just starting especially. So what you want to do is choose a brand that works in your niche. So I'm going to give you an example based on furniture design. Choose a furniture design brand, which is medium or a small size brand. Do not choose anything as big as IKEA, for example, because this might not work for this particular method. So imagine that you are already working with this particular brand and design a product using their design language. It can be just a sketch. It doesn't have to be a hyper-realistic 3D render, but it's up to you. It can be a render anyways. So do that, then use this image, post it on Instagram and tag this brand. In the description of the photo, say something like, recently I bumped into this amazing brand. I really was inspired by how they do this and this. I really share their values, etc. So I've decided to design my own version of this product, for example. This will be enough. Well, what can you expect from that? Well, first of all, in the best scenario possible, the brand will see your design, they will really like it, So they will DM you saying that they're impressed by the work you've done and they will offer you a work. It will probably not be a full-time job, but it will be just a freelance work, which is also great. Of course, even though this scenario is possible, it will probably not happen with every single brand that you will do this for. So another thing that a brand can do for you is like your post and share it on their stories. And this is already incredible because this will also help you attract new potential clients who follow this brand and like it. They will see your work and will probably become your potential client. The third thing which can happen, which is like the most often and the most possible one, is that this brand will just like your photo and maybe write a comment like, "Thank you so much." And that's it. They will not proceed further. But it's fine. They don't have to anyways. So I'm gonna tell you a story which happened recently, and I think it will be inspiring for you in this sense. So as I told you, I use this strategy for my fashion illustration account and it works. So I posted an illustration of a bikini brand saying that I've just bumped into a very cool brand and this is my illustration for it. So they saw my post, they liked it, they added a comment, and that's it. Nothing further. But then, 4 days after I posted this illustration, I got a DM saying this. So when I asked this person how she found me, she said that she just went through the posts where this swimwear brand was tagged in, and that's how she found me. And then she offered me to work on a series of illustration for her in the same style I did the illustration for this bikini brand. So what I want to say is that this is a strategy that you should definitely try, but do not get discouraged if you do not see the results immediately. They may come later. Or if you did that for a couple of brands and you did not have any response whatsoever, it still doesn't mean that this strategy will not work for the next brand that you designed for. Another way to get clients using your social media, like Instagram in particular, is to reach out to brands via messages. You can, again, find different kinds of brands on Instagram and reach out to them directly through direct messages. And I think this is more helpful in comparison to emailing, is because you already have your profile set up. You probably already have some work posted there. And even if they don't want to open your profile link, they can just easily open your profile and see what you're capable of. Of course, to reach out to brands, you have to have your profile already set up. You should have at least 9 posts made in a very professional manner. So once the brand opens your profile, they see that you're a cool designer, you already know how to do things. So maybe this method will not work for complete beginners who are just starting building their social media presence, etc. So I think once you have your skills on the level that you can really work for clients, so you know how to design products, you know how to visualize them effectively, I think then you can use this method for sure. So when you're reaching out to brands this way, you should definitely start with appreciation anyways. So say something like, "I like your brand, I share the same values," pretty much the same that I talked about what you should write under the post when you design something for different brands. So share some appreciation and then say how you can be helpful for them. So don't speak about how many years of experience you have, how amazing you are, because you're not the one to judge, to be honest. So once they see your designs, they will make a decision, not you. And the last tip I want to give you is that always attach your Instagram link to your portfolio, because it's kind of like a great addition to those 3 or 5 projects that you are sharing in your portfolio. Because I know that a lot of companies like to check Instagram, for example, or Twitter, to see if your like design intentions are really serious. Because just imagine, if you're trying this thing out to see if it will work for you or not, you will probably not be able to post daily, and you will probably not have an Instagram account where you share lots of your projects, right? So when a potential client or company sees that you're consistent with your posts, this will be just a great addition to your portfolio, and they will probably be more convinced to work with you rather than just see those 3 projects in your portfolio. So I already feel that I've talked a lot in this video, and I hope I gave you some inspiration whatsoever. So share in the comments if you're about to start a new social media platform and what your goals for these platforms are. And also share if you have some doubts, and maybe we can help you get rid of them and inspire you to start. So thank you very much for watching. I will be back soon with a new video sharing other tips about industrial design and freelance career in general. So stay tuned, and I will see you in the next video.